Okay. Person acting in Krishna consciousness are never deviated from the path of entirely understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the transcendental association of Krishna consciousness, one can understand how the Supreme Lord is governing principle of the material manifestation and even of the demigod. Gradually, by such transcendental association, one becomes convinced of the Supreme Personality of Godhead at, at the time of the death, such as Krishna consciousness. Krishna conscious person can never forget Krishna. Naturally, he is thus promoted to a planet of Supreme Lord, Goloka Vrindavan. Oh, Jai. This,
So,
yeah,
so, so the crux of the matter here is again explained. So only
yeah,
one who knows Krishna to be that governing principle. Okay.
yes.
And
That, it says
so,
with the gradually, such as transcendental association.
yeah.
That is
So,
all.
so association, um, so that association of Krishna, the association of that being in Krishna's service, the
Devotee.
association of devotees, so everything. So once you are constantly in that mindset of Krishna,
Yeah.
so you're fully conscious, like it's saying, one who is fully conscious, in those in full consciousness of me. Okay.
Yes.
So there, and like this purport in the
But
beginning, it
then
says
how
persons.
how do we know? We're not gonna find out that are we fully conscious or not. Like my mother, is she fully conscious of Krishna consciousness or not? Only Krishna knows. I think we
Yeah,
don't
of
like
course.
yeah.
Of course. I
But
mean,
on the
Krishna,
time of the
no.
death, like if it's a fully consciousness, on the time of the death, he'll remember Krishna. So we're not gonna find out. My dad, when he passed away, was he remember Krishna when the time of the death or not? There's no such way to find out.
But I'll tell you one thing, like this, what is this verse saying though? This verse is saying that one who has been Krishna conscious all through their life,
Yes.
okay, they will remember Krishna even at the time of
And
death.
the Ramdat, yes.
Okay.
As far as I remember, I mean, she's my mom is 88. And when I
Hmm.
was little, it's like 50, 60 years, 70 years, like that. And then she was all that Krishna consciousness. She probably doesn't know read the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita came after because she's
Hmm.
talking about like in 50s or 60s went to go into
Hmm.
Vrindavan and then Bhakti
Hmm.
Bihari temple. So she since that Krishna consciousness. So at the time of the death, I'm sure she will remember.
Yeah. But
That's
see, ultimately, of course, everything is in Krishna's hands only,
of course, yes,
you know. Because, like in chapter 15 of the Bhagavad Gita,
yeah,
what does it say? From Krishna, from me comes
yeah.
remembrance, forgetfulness, and knowledge.
They also come from me. Yes, so
Yeah. Okay.
everything
So
is
let's look at
yeah.
15:15. Okay.
15.
Look
Yeah,
at
this is my favorite.
15:15.
15, 15. There's a 10, 10 as well.
Yeah.
I called a Tintin. Tintin.
Tintin.
I used to have a comic, so it's a 10, 10 and a 15, 15.
So
Yeah,
that was
I am. I'm.
Sarvasyachaha Hridi Sannivishto Matta Smritirjnanam Apohanam Cha Vedescha Sarvair Ahameva Vedyo Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham.
I'm the
Okay.
seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am being known.
Mm.
Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas.
Mm.
Uh,
So so if Krishna wants, he can make you forget also.
yes, Krishna wants he wants to make you remember as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So
but then again, Krishna is want to see that it's how much endeavor you do, and
yeah.
based on that, Krishna will
And how
say.
much love you have for him.
Yes, how much bhakti, how much
Yeah.
कितना कोशिश कर रहे हो कितना like
Uh,
मेरे को अगर संस्कृत पढ़नी नहीं आती मैं फिर भी कोशिश कर रहा हूँ that's enough. कोशिश तो
yeah.
कर रहा है ना, नहीं आती कोई बात नहीं, at
Yeah.
least he trying.
Yes, like
So
that
that
story of when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees this Brahmana, he's reading the Bhagavad Gita, but he's got the book upside down, right?
Yes, yes. That's his intention and things.
Yeah.
Even like you would not believe that my Mary Nani, mom's mom,
Mm,
she never been to school, but she
mm,
used to read Bhagavad Gita. How?
mm,
We
mm.
never gonna find out why. How?
Yeah,
My mom
yeah.
says she never been to school.
Yeah.
How she read Bhagavatam. Shlokas and all she telling us. When we
Oh,
were
wow.
little, we used to go. And then I said, Mom, she reads that. And like she didn't have a Bhagavatam. She said she never been to school.
Wow.
Oh, how? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Yeah. So, see, this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
she coming from Pakistan in 1947, that's where all my family came. And they
Mm,
are not allowed to take anything, any belongings with
mm,
you because the Muslim, they took everything. My nani has got a Bhagavatam. She put it on the head. And then
yeah.
crossing the border from Punjab, he said, hey, lady, what you got? She said, that's Bhagavatam. He saw just in the red cloth, folded in there.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
look at it. It's a holy book. He said, okay, go. That's
Mm,
all she got that when she come to India.
wow.
And that's what she was reading. Then later on, I find out that, Mom, you told me that Mom, Nani
She's
never been
good.
to school. She said, no. How she read it? She said, I don't know. But she does read it.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my
Amazing.
God. Yes, that's only she got a Bhagavatam from Pakistan. She bringing that on the head in the red cloth.
Yeah.
That's all I
Yeah.
got. If they don't allow that, she will leave it there as well. But only
Yeah.
people they say, okay, go, go.
Yeah.
But
That was
somehow,
Krishna in that person's heart
yeah,
inspired that fellow to let
yeah,
her
Muslim
go with the
people
Bhagavad.
also religious, they can see it's a holy book. Come on. Whether it's the Quran or it's the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, they respect that. He said, okay, yeah, you go. That's fine.
But that also came from Krishna.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Because
Because
how many
Krishna,
people actually respect another person's religion?
no, no, that's thing. If you're not taking
So many,
Quran, they just, it's like, Muslim empire in India, they burn so many holy books and build
yeah,
so
that's
many
right. That's what I'm
temples and
saying.
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
So,
but like Krishna was in the heart. But if you're a pure devotee, Krishna will make the arrangements.
arrangement, yeah.
Everything will come in place.
That's right.
It's like
Yeah.
even if you want to go to the temple and you don't have any car or anything, he will
Yeah.
arrange that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
noticed that. So he's the one like Sarkar Karanam.
Yeah. Very nice.
Okay, let's see the next paragraph.
Yeah.
The seventh chapter particularly explain how one can become fully Krishna conscious person. The beginning of Krishna consciousness is association of the person who are Krishna conscious. Such association is spiritual and puts one directly in touch with the Supreme Lord. And by His grace, one can understand Krishna to be a Supreme Personality of Godhead. At the same time, one can really understand the constitutional position of living entity and how the living entity forget Krishna and becomes entangled in material activity by gradual development of Krishna consciousness in good association. The living entity can understand that due to forgetfulness of Krishna, he has become conditioned by law of material nature. He can also understand that this human form of life is an opportunity to regain
Regain.
regain Krishna consciousness, and that it should be fully utilized to attain the causeless mercy of Supreme Lord.
Hmm. So
It's
see here
self
also the beginning of Krishna
self-explanatory.
consciousness is association of
Yes.
persons who are in Krishna
Yes.
consciousness.
Mhm.
Or I mean who are Krishna conscious.
Yeah.
So that is very important.
Very important. Yeah. Association is very important. Without association, it's harder to grow. I mean, you can grow if it's mercy of Krishna. You can grow alone, but association, like it's like if you take in a big, the piano cruise, is going one side to the other side of the ocean easily. If you take that a dinghy, you can get the other side, but it takes longer.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
you tie with the piano, you'll go quicker. So
yeah,
piano is a guru.
yeah,
You
yeah,
are a dinghy. If you
yeah.
tie it up, you can go other side easily.
But also, when you have when you have more devotees around you, then
Yeah.
it's like you can motivate each other. You can
And then
inspire each
conversation as
other.
well, it'll be like a Krishna consciousness. And they will tell some one time Prabhupada say this, one time my Guru Maharaj say this. the conversation as well. If you are sitting with a non-devotee, what they're talking about, politics or movies or Bollywood or Modi. So if you're sitting with these people, the conversation will be all Krishna consciousness, like
Yeah.
all the things
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
So it
associated.
makes a lot of difference, you know. Then
Yeah.
then the consciousness is
Yeah.
always on Krishna.
Yes. Yeah. On
Otherwise,
that.
the consciousness is like, oh, this one or that one, or
Yeah.
what happened here, what happened in
Yeah.
that country. It's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
makes it easy. Having association of devotees is very important. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And like, some people, those who come to the temple first time, those who are, and then they go to that 12:30 aarti there. After that, they come and eat there. And then we are saying the same word. And like, if any kids comes there, and then I ask him, what's the password? His password is, yeah, you won't get the prasadam. The
Mhm.
password is Hare Krishna. He said, okay, Hare Krishna. He say Hare Krishna and things like that. And when we serving the prasadam, we chanting
Yeah.
as well on the same time. So they listen as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shravan as well, very important. And then they will go back to having the prasadam, and they must be thinking that. He said, wow,
Mhm.
that is the way, this is the way. Eventually, slowly, they're going to come more. Maybe they book next time a guest house, and we ask him to come to Mangalati. Maybe you don't need to have a shower, just come Mangalati, because 4 in the morning, get up and shower in winter, they might get lazy. He said,
Mm.
just come to Mangalati, it doesn't matter. You
Mm.
know, it's like that if your heart is clean, because that's not their everyday activity. You and me, we
Yeah.
can do that if we are in the temple, but they're not. So
Mm.
if you put the restrictions that much, it just they might not come.
Mm.
So we say just come. So some they come in Mangalati next time, and slowly then there's all association.
Mm.
This is the thing.
Mm.
It's very important. Association is the main thing.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, next paragraph.
Mm.
Many subject has been discussed in this chapter. The man is distress, the
The man in
inquisitive
distress.
in distress, the
Mm.
inquisitive man, the
Mm.
man in want of material necessities, knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of Paramatma, liberation from birth, death, and disease, and worship of the Supreme Lord. However, he who is actually elevated in Krishna consciousness does not care for a different processes. He simply direct engage himself in activity of Krishna consciousness and thereby factually attain his constitutional position as an eternal servitor of Lord Krishna. In such a situation, he takes pleasure in hearing and glorifying the Supreme Lord in pure devotion service. He is convinced that by his doing so, all the objectives will be fulfilled. The determined faith is called Draha
Drudavrata.
Dradvrita, and it is beginning of Bhakti Yoga or transcendental loving service. This is the verdict of all scriptures. The 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is sustained of that conviction. That's the
Mm.
Bhaktivedanta purport in the 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of knowledge of absolute.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
So
a
this determined faith is called Drudavrata.
yeah. There are sankalpa. There
Mm.
with
And
ta.
it
Yeah.
is the beginning of Bhakti Yoga. So,
Yeah, it's once Dhrivita four principle for Prabhupada, we have to follow that. No matter like whatever there, I cannot disrespect Prabhupada. If you follow one of those principle four, it means you are disrespecting the Prabhupada. Can't do that.
you're
So
talking about the regulator principles. What are you
the
talking about for?
four principle for Prabhupada say that regulator principle of his
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
Prabhupada
regulator.
setup. So if you do any of that, that'll be it means like a disrespecting the Prabhupada.
Mm.
So we can't do that.
Because I was thinking, I mean, those four principles are okay, but when you said four things, then there are four things that come in the ninth chapter also.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. I
and
didn't
that
read
is
that far. Yeah.
no ninth chapter where um, uh, simple how to become Krishna consciousness, how to become Krishna conscious.
Yeah.
27, 20, yeah,
927?
927, yeah. Yad karoshi yad ansnasi yad juhosi dadasi yad
Yes.
tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva mad arpanam. Okay.
Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerity you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, is an offering to me. That's right.
Okay. That one is there is that one, and there's another one also. Mm, that I think no, I was getting this is one thing, but God, I forgot that verse. So it's that is how you can be Krishna conscious.
Similar to that. The other verse, yeah.
The other was
It'll be similar to that, yeah. So whatever you do, just offer.
Raji Maskuru.
Whatever you eat, whatever you do, like Krishna should be in the center of attention, and you can work around.
Yeah.
So whatever you do at home, at work, or I'm driving, or things like Krishna should be the center of attention, and you can work around.
Yeah.
So if center of attention will be instead of Krishna something else, then it's the problem. So if you keep in mind that, because anytime can be.
Got it.
Remember?
Man
Yeah.
mana bhava mad bhakta.
Man mana. Yeah, this 18 chapter 68.
Yeah, but it is in another place also.
Is it? Okay.
1868 is correct.
Yeah. मन मना मन भक्त मेरा भक्त मन
No, it is
मेरे
not.
पास ही आया.
1868 is not that one, man.
Okay.
But 18 chapter, yeah, 65.
65. Okay.
But there is another place also it comes.
Is it? Okay.
I forgot that, but I'll tell you.
Well, let's
Man
go.
mana mad bhakta madhyaji
Madhyaji
namaskar.
Mameshu Sethi Satyate Prajati Jane Prasiti Me. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me.
934.
934. Okay.
Yeah. So ninth chapter. I said 27, but I was actually meaning 34.
34. Manmanaman Bhakta Madhyaji. Yeah, that's right. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisance to me, and worship me, being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. That's the thing.
So that's the last verse of the 9th chapter, Manmana Bhava.
So it can be like a any time could be a last moment of your life, and then it'll be go like that.
Yeah.
And then if
And there is no guarantee you will get human life
nah.
again.
Yeah, don't know, maybe 8,400,000 species, but
Yeah.
if you Krishna consciousness, like if you chanting all the time, even mansik japa, if you don't have a chanting beats and all that, if you're driving, mansik japa, like it can be last moment, can be any time.
Yeah.
The last moment, if you're in the Maha Mantra, that's it. There's no
Yes.
rebirth.
Yeah.
But it can be last moment anything, like that. If you be chanting all the time, so it doesn't matter. Any moment come the death, but if you're chanting all the time, then it'll be kind of like last moment, then you'll be Krishna on your lips.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You know that story of Narada and Vishnu? There's one story.
No?
Okay. That story is Narada wants to know, I think. I don't know exactly how it starts, but anyway, I think Vishnu is talking very nicely about this one Brahmana, not Brahmana, one farmer, okay? And he's saying all this. I think Narada asks, who's your best devotee? Thinking that Vishnu will say Narada is the best devotee. Okay, but Vishnu says this farmer, one farmer is working.
Because
and then
Narada was going there. He's seen there one sadhu, he's chanting there, and Narada was getting jealous. He said, well, he's a more devotee than me. And then he said to Narayan, why don't you give him a darshan? He's just 24/7, he's just jumping your name. He said, oh no, his mind is somewhere else. If you really want to know, there is a one bhakta, is the farmer. He said, well, if the Narayan's in, then I have to go and check it. He went to that farmer. He said, you're the sage. And he said, what? I've got a wife and kids. I've got to feed them, and I've got to do all the farming thing and duties and all that. And then he said, well, you must be job 7-8 hours. He said, 7-8 hours? Barely do that. Who's going to do my farming? Who's going to look after my family? When my wife bring in the food in the afternoon and I sit down under the tree, I just do japa a few times. That's it. Narada get confused. He says, someone doing a day and night, the one sadhu, and someone is doing like a few moments after the lunch break. And then Narayan saying that he's the true bhakta. How these things happen? I'm confused. He went to Narayan. He said, okay, go and test it again. He went there to sage to see, I'm the Dut of Narayana, and he was to give it a darshan. The sadhu gets it. Really? When? And Narad Muni said that amount of lifetime there, amount of the leaves in that tree, because he's under the banyan tree, that many lifetimes he's going to give you a darshan. And the sadhu said, hey, stupid, it's not going to take that many years, that many lifetimes. You know how many the leaves on this tree? You know, it doesn't take that long. You don't know anything. Okay. And chal bhag yahan se. Narad ji chale jate hain. Then he went to his farmer and he said that I'm a Dut of Narayana. He wants to give it that darshan. He started crying. He said, what happened? He said, I don't want any darshan. Means like, मैं तो अधर्मी हूँ, मेरे लिए इतना वक्त निकाला उन्होंने, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए दर्शन. I don't want to, please, no, I'm okay. He said, no, but he said that you have to listen to that. He said, okay. He said, number of leaves that in the tree, that many lifetime he's going to give it. He started jumping and dancing. He said, इतने दयालु, मैंने तो खाली सुना था कृपा सिंधु, वो तो सच में कृपा सिंधु है. खाली एक ही पेड़ चुना, अगर वो 100 पेड़ कहते तो भी मैं तैयार था. जितने पत्ते उस 100 पेड़ में है उतने जो है लाइफ टाइम में दर्शन देंगे, मैं उसके लिए भी तैयार था. So that's the difference. He was a true devotee.
Yeah.
First, he doesn't want any darshan, even anything. And the one he said, oh, it doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
I don't know, your story may be different from that.
Yeah. No, my story is very different. In this, so Narada's thinking that Vishnu will say, oh, Narada's my favorite devotee.
Yeah.
The best devotee.
Yeah.
But he says, no, there's this farmer.
Yeah.
So he says, oh, okay.
Really? Someone better than me?
Yeah. So he says, how come you're saying he doesn't even he's not even, singing your glory so much. So Vishnu says, no, but when he's working in the fields, he's singing my glories all the time. So all the time he's singing my glories.
Yeah.
So Narada says, okay, I'm also singing your glories all the time. So Vishnu says, okay, fine. I want you to, I might not be saying the story properly, but anyway, what Vishnu tells him is, I want you to carry this pot of oil on your head.
Yeah.
And walk around somewhere. Okay. And you come back. Okay. So then he says, okay, fine. So he puts a pot of oil on his head and he's walking somewhere where he's been asked to walk, and then he comes back. So and Vishnu has told him, don't spill a single drop of oil. Okay. So he comes back. So he says, you didn't spill any oil? No, I didn't spill any oil. See, so good I did this job. So he said, okay, how many times did you think of me when you were doing this activity? So Narada says, I didn't think of you even once.
So, all I'm worried about, make sure the oil shouldn't sleep.
Yeah. So then Vishnu says, okay, but that devotee is working in the fields all the time, but he's actually thinking of me even though he's working in the field.
Yeah.
So that is why I said that he's my best
he's
devotee.
A great best devotee. That's right. So it's like it's like you are chanting all the time, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
That's why the gopis were, if they are like, doing the markan or maybe washing the clothes or feeding the baby, but they are in the Krishna glorifying Krishna. So it doesn't matter any moment, anything they're doing, but glorifying Krishna. That's the way. Well, exactly right. But like, sometimes the mind will go different. Like, even if you're chanting, all the things you want to do in the household or paying the bills, it comes the time that on the time of the chanting.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, but doesn't matter. Even if it comes the time of chanting, okay. Like,
yeah.
Krishna says that I'm the intelligence. मैं ही
Yes,
हूँ बुद्धि. मैं ही बुद्धि दूंगा तुम्हें
yes,
गीता समझने की. So इसलिए
yes.
बस chanting करते रहो. That's it.
Mm.
Whenever he gives. If he doesn't. If he give you 5% or 10%,
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Just
yeah.
chanting. That
Actually, just the other day, I heard one lecture where Prabhupada is saying that there are no hard and fast rules for chanting. I mean, that we see
yeah.
in the Sikshashtaka, it says also, okay, that there are no hard and fast rules for chanting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said.
Yeah.
And then Prabhupada is also saying that, he's talking in some lecture and he's saying that we are not charging any money to give you this Maha Mantra. And there is no rules for chanting also. You can chant anytime. You can go, like you can be driving the car and you can be
Yep.
chanting, or you can walk and you can chant.
Yep.
There is no there is nothing that you have to just do it in a certain way. There is no
Yeah.
ritual or something around
Yeah. Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that because one time, one god brother of mine, he was talking about, he had given some kind of a talk about chanting and everything, and he was telling that you should always sit down and you should not walk around and chant, and you should not, like you should just be in one place and you should
Mm.
just focus on chanting and like that. And I was thinking, I mean, that's not probably going to work for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, their body doesn't allow them to actually sit
Yeah.
in one place all the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
because then you'll get a backache or do something
True.
and it
True.
becomes a problem. So
Depend
you
on the
might
age
just
as
want
well.
to.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah. I understand. Depend on the age. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was just thinking sometimes what happens is people take things very to extremes,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
try and put that on everybody else, that this
Yes.
is
In the
only the way
same.
you have to do. Yeah. I mean, like there is that recording of Prabhupada where he's chanting, and in that in the middle there's one, I don't know, you might have heard it, where he says sit properly,
Yes.
he's
Yes.
told somebody sit properly, okay?
Yeah. But the
So
the thing is, we don't do what the Prabhupada do. We do what the Prabhupada say. प्रभुपाद जो करते हैं हम वो नहीं कर सकते. जो वो
हाँ,
कहते हैं वो करना
वो
है.
करता, हाँ,
वो
हाँ.
नहीं हम कर सकते. जो प्रभुपाद, he will say sit properly. Yes, he can say.
Hmm.
But whatever he do that, we can't do that. So
No.
we just follow that what the Prabhupada says. Yes, fine. But yeah, that's right. That, like, if I'm driving or serving in the bhakti tree, he can do chanting as well. Same
Yeah.
time, it's no problem. And, like, with the chanting beats and all, yeah, sitting in the morning is the best time. Actually, it's a quality
Yeah, that is
chanting
the
normally in the
best.
morning.
There is no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you
But
do have some
sometimes you
rest
might
there,
be in, yeah, like there, like that day, it was Ekadashi. For Ekadashi, we have like my vow to my Guru Maharaj is that we'll do 25 rounds on
25,
Ekadashi.
yeah,
Yeah,
Ekadashi.
but then that particular day we were having so many people coming here as well, and I had to cook and everything, and because there's puja as well, there's a lot of things, it's not like in the temple where somebody else is going to do something. Here everything we only have to do.
Yes, yes.
So and I was getting quite stressed out. I was telling Abhay Prabhu, "Arey, this is too much. I can't do this. So,
Mm.
and then Abhay Prabhu was saying, don't worry if you can't finish your rounds. Like, if you don't do 25 rounds,
Yes.
he said, your Guru Maharaj is going to be more happy that you are actually serving prasadam to
Yeah.
people rather than,
Yeah.
just sitting and chanting. Because ultimately, what does the chanting mean? Chanting means you want service. But
Service.
at the same time, of course, we can't neglect the chanting,
Yes, definitely.
thinking that, oh, I'm just doing service,
Mm.
and then don't do any chanting. No, that doesn't work also. But anyway, I managed to do my 25 rounds also.
That's good.
Somehow Krishna helped. Yeah.
If you really, that's what the English they say. If there is a will, there is a way. If
Yes.
you
Yeah.
really want to, yes,
You
Krishna will
can
take
do
it
it.
things in the place, and you will do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's just no problem at all. But it's entirely up to your will. If you really
Yeah.
want to do, fasting and the Ekadashi and 16 round chanting and full regular principle, and then Krishna will arrange that. Like, if you got somewhere where you got nothing to eat that and things like that, a place like that. I was on the 25th. I had to catch a plane. 24th. India was the Ekadashi was the 24th, and here was in 25th
Oh, okay.
last month. So I went to the temple, and I took some prasadam and took it to the airport and eat it at the airport lounge. And they say, "Oh, you can't take it there in the custom there." So I ate it before. That's fine. So it's arrangement is there. Like, my brother took
Yes.
me to ISKCON temple. I said,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. He said, what are you gonna eat there? Because the aeroplane food you can't eat it. I said, no, Ekadashi. He said, let's go there and we can just have a takeaway, little
Yeah.
silver foil that you got a buckwheat and all that. So it's
Yeah. Oh,
always
that.
the way. Like, if you
Yeah.
want to do it, Krishna will arrange that.
Yeah.
That's no
So
problem.
when are you coming here? Okay, I'm going to stop.
It's up to Jagannath. We'll